Good morning, everybody. This is Jeff J. Brown, China Rising Radio Sinoland, even much further than just south of the Tropic of Cancer. I am in Hanoi, Vietnam. I just spent a long weekend because it's tomb sweeping in China, so I got 4 days off for the holiday. Well, it's not really a holiday, but I mean, tomb sweeping is not exactly a holiday, but it's more somber than that. But I did get Thursday, Friday, and then of course Saturday and Sunday off. So I flew down, and I have just spent a wonderful long weekend with George Burchett and Godfrey Roberts, who are two founding members of the American Bioweapons Truth Commission, and we've two extremely educated, erudite, informed, and articulate people. And it's just been a joy being with them together. And we've just had some extremely stimulating, informative, and challenging conversation. I apologize for the lighting. This hotel room has just got, neon lights. And it looks like I have a halo, doesn't it? Like I'm, maybe something spiritual is happening to me. But anyway, let's get started. The title of this podcast, again, map. There's a map. There's visuals. Get to YouTube. Get to the SoundCloud podcast, or go to the my website, chinarising.puntopress, puntopress.com. Click on the blog button, and you'll find the original article there. Also, sign up for the email alerts so you don't miss a beat. This one is entitled, Petro-yuan is the newest weapon for the China, Russia, Iran anti-US dollar alliance. And then pictured above, the currency symbols for the old Spanish peseta and the Chinese yuan. Maybe Baba Beijing can synthesize the two of them into a cool-looking Petro-yuan logo. Here we go. After 25 years of dreams, planning, rumors, and testing, the Chinese petro-yuan is now official. Right now, almost all global oil trade is conducted in US dollars, using two benchmark varieties of crude, West Texas Intermediate and North Sea Brent, as the industry standards. It is no accident that these two benchmarks are based on imperial crude, American and British, and the irony of this is surely not lost on Baba Beijing, my name for China's leadership. China is not selling oil, so the petro-yuan is a futures purchase contract denominated in renminbi for the country to import the stuff. As the world's biggest importer of hydrocarbons, Baba Beijing has long felt that pricing all of its millions of tons of imports should be in its national currency. Why should China pay for Russian natural gas or Venezuelan crude in Western Empire's currency of global financial control? Uncle Sam's greenback. Opinions outside China range from being nonplussed to claiming it is the most important news in modern financial history. But you would have to search far and wide in Eurangloland, my name for NATO, European Union, Israel, Australia, and New Zealand collectively, and its heavily censored and suppressed media to see for yourself. Outside the obligatory statement of fact in financial outlets like the Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, Reuters, and Bloomberg, silence from the West mainstream media is deafening. As this screenshot shows below, when searching the topic, only one mainstream article showed up on page 1 of the web search, and that was CNBC from 2017. Even just looking for, quote, petro-yuan gives identical results. It's a Western media black hole. And then the caption for the screenshot of the web search for petro-yuan. The West censorship and suppression of news that reports the truth about China, Russia, and Iran is lethally effective. Hitler called it the big lie. Eurangloland learned from a master. Both endpoints on the above range of ideas are probably exaggerated, but the fact that any global oil seller can now buy non-US dollar oil contracts is momentous for sure. In 1971, Richard Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard and got OPEC to restrict global hydrocarbon sales to greenbacks. Thus, overnight, the world's reserve currency was pure fiat money, which is still being kept propped up by the need for the world economy to buy dollars in order to purchase the most strategic commodity on earth. Here are two ranges of opinion on Nixon's decision, hyperlinks included. Many people don't want to acknowledge that their decision to switch from the US dollar to the euro by Iraq's Saddam Hussein and Libya's Muammar Gaddafi had a lot to do with their countries being invaded, plundered, destroyed, and then they being killed in a highly humiliating and public fashion. In both cases, once they made the switch, it was just months before they were sacked. Other more powerful oil producers have already ditched the greenback, but Western Empire only knows how to prey on weaker states like Grenada, Panama, Serbia, Africa, and the like. Iran has already stopped using the US dollar, as has Russia with China, which helps explain the West's vociferous, self-defeating illegal sanctions and embargoes on them. Both Iran and Russia make Uncle Sam brown the backside of his red, white, and blue bloomers, as well as for the Zionist state of Israel. I don't even have to mention Eurangloland's white knuckle fear of China. The China-Russia-Iran anti-dollar alliance versus the West is causing the latter's elites to suffer from extreme geopolitical dysentery. Vulnerable, and it has to be said gullible, Iraq and Libya, yes, but this towering trio not so much, as they are two of the world's biggest petro-exporters next door to the biggest importer, and all are armed to the teeth with high-tech military hardware. When you look at the map below, it graphically shows how ridiculous it is for these three players to do business in dollars. New York and Washington are so far, far away. And the byline for the world map highlighting these three countries. What you gonna do about it, Eurangloland? There's not a damn thing you can do short of destroying humanity and the world. Sadly, there are many psychopaths in Washington, Brussels, London, and Paris who would prefer that than accept imperial collapse. As usual, you have to go outside the Great Western Firewall and its propaganda big lie to see the real world. For those who want to delve deeper, RT has done an informative series of articles, and the South China Morning Post, abbreviated SCMP, has done a couple of good ones. And then there's all the hyperlinks for RT and SCMP. Note, when finishing reading, listening to, and/or watching this column and podcast, sharing is caring about humanity's future and getting the non-mainstream truth out to a wider audience. Please tell your family, friends, and colleagues about China Rising Radio Sinoland. Post and follow it on your social media. Sign up for the email alerts on this blog page so you don't miss a beat. China is your key to understanding how the world works and where you are headed into the 21st century. So read the China Trilogy. You will be so glad you did. This is Jeff J. Brown, China Rising Radio Sinoland, signing out from Hanoi, Vietnam. Have a wonderful day.